Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today I thought we would make a flip-flop journal. Now, I haven't made a flip-flop journal in a long time, and I love making flip-flop journals. So today I thought we'd make one. Now this is my favorite way of making them. That have the little signatures in them. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the type of flip-flop journal that you can actually use as a journal. So let me show you here. Now I've got all the little signatures made. Hold on. And they're not big signatures. These are little signatures you can tuck in like this. You decorate the front. And then there's just little fun signatures in. You can decorate. You can write in. You can do whatever you want on them. And they're just, it's just a little junky journal. You can make it neat and tidy if you want, if that's your style. Totally, completely up to you. But you guys know me. I'm not too neat and tidy. I'm kind of messy. And, so that's what mine's going to be. Kind of messy. So my signatures are just made of scrap paper. I have a little box that I keep, little cutoffs of paper in just for this type of journal. And, then when I'm ready, I trim them down to the size that I want. And usually they're cut down to like 5x7s. And, or if I have them at 5x7s or smaller, I keep them in this little box. And then if I need them smaller, I just trim them down or I tear them down or whatever I want. And there they are. So that's what I did. And you're going to need 4 to 5 of them, depending on how big you make your flip-flop. I can't even say flip-flop right now. And you're going to need one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. One piece. Minimum one piece. Now, I wanted mine decorated on the front. So I have 2 other little scraps of cardstock from the same cardstock pad. And let me show you the pad that I'm using. Hold on. Let me grab it. I have got to get my microphone fixed. Either that or suck it up and just buy a new microphone. This is the paper pad that I'll be using. It's called Cottage Place. And I think, let me repeat that. I think I got it at, okay, I'm going to say it. I think I got it at, I want to say Joann's when I was in Ohio with my son. But it could have been Michael's. Or it could have been Hobby Lobby. Because he took me to all 3 and he said, "Hey, Mom, want to go shopping?" And do you know me? I said, "Why, sure." And he said, "Guess what? We have a shopping center that has all 3. Seriously? All 3? And he said, they're basically right next door to each other. Now, they have a teeny, tiny Joann's. And it broke my heart to go in it. Seriously, you guys, it broke my heart. Because we have a massive Joann's and they're keeping it, neat and clean. This one was a total disaster area and, it was tiny. It wasn't any bigger than this paper pad. And then their Michael's is massive and their Hobby Lobby is massive. So their Joann's is over here. Their Hobby Lobby's over here. There's a grocery store in between and then Michael's is here. I was like, oh, good gravy. So, he and I had a super duper day and then we went home and I got to have dinner with my little grandson and my beautiful, lovely daughter-in-law. So that was fabulous. I had a super day. So anyhow, I got it at one of those 3 places. I cannot remember which one. And I may even have gotten it before I went up there. I don't know. Actually, I think I did. I don't know, but this is the paper pad I'm using. So anyhow, it's the one I'm using. Long story short, it's the paper pad I'm using. That's the paper it came out of. Okay. So, I cut the paper in half. It's 6 inches tall and it's 12 inches long. And I'll show you how I put it together. And then I just cut two little tiny pieces. This came out of the center. You know how you get those little, anytime you buy a paper pad, you get the little sheet that has all the little ephemera pieces. This is one of the ephemera pieces. And you could even take your colored pencils and color in the strawberries and the other things if you wanted. I of course did not do that, but you know, I might. And then this is another piece. And now some of them are foiled in that pack, as you will see. And they're quite lovely. I don't usually like foiled paper, but some of them in this pack are lovely. So you're going to cut the sheet in half for 12 by 12. That's 6 inches tall and 12 inches long. Okay. So cut your paper in half. Just cut it in half. All right. And it's going to look like this. 6 inches tall and 12 inches long. Just like this. And if you have double-sided paper, it makes this process much easier. If you don't fuss and fret about it. There are other ways you can do it. Don't get your panties in a twist. It's going to look like this, okay? It's going to be 12 inches long and 6 inches tall, okay? And then you're going to take one section of that, okay? And you're going to start folding. Each section is going to be 4 inches, okay? Each section is going to be 4 inches. 4 times 3 is 12. Again, don't get your panties in a twist if it doesn't fold correctly, because mass-produced paper is not produced exactly at 12 inches. So don't spend your day trying to get this exactly at 4-inch intervals. As you saw, mine was not exact. And I had mine on my mat, measuring out the 4 inches. And no matter what I did, I could not get this to fold exactly at 4 inches. If that drives you bonkers crazy, trim it off. Just trim it off. Take your scissors, trim it off. Solves the problem. Move on with your day. You're going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay? Mine, other one is folded the exact same way. Just like that. Okay? So, if you want it to look the exact same on both sides, like if I wanted it to stay the same on this side, and I wanted it to be the same on this side, then I would tuck this piece in here, like this, okay? And I would refold over here, and I'll show you why. But I didn't want that. So there are 2 ways you can do this, and I have one already made to show you that. So there are 2 ways you can make this. I want this to tuck all the way in here like this, because I want this to be a big pocket for a tag, okay? But don't put this all the way in this corner, okay? See where that folds? You'll see it better over here. See where that folds right there? Don't tuck it all the way into that corner, because you have to stitch into that corner for your signature. Now, if you don't want a signature on this side, then it doesn't matter. But don't tuck it all the way into that corner, because this has to fold. One way or the other, it has to fold. Okay? And you know that if you've folded paper, if you tuck something in too close, your paper doesn't fold well. So play around with it for a minute. Did you see it? Did you see it pop? It's because I had it in too close. So play around with your paper, tuck it in. Okay, see how it sticks out? That's because the paper, that's just the way it's going to fold. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter to me. It's because this is all the same on the front. Now, if I have it the other way, okay, see, that's the good thing about double-sided paper is you can flop it around if you want. If I have it the other way, it looks like that. Now, if you don't like that, flop this piece around. And then it really disappears. Okay? But again, you have to, you need to tuck it in. But you need to be careful. See, now this way you can really see it when I tuck it in. See right here? I don't have it tucked all the way to the corner. Right there. So it'll fold. But over here, it's tucked all the way to the corner. And I need to adjust that. I need to adjust this fold so that it doesn't hit that corner right there. See it? And it needs to come over here a little bit. Okay? But I knew I was putting a signature there, and I knew that this was going to be a pocket in here, right here. I want to make sure you can see that. That's going to be a pocket. And right here is going to be a signature. Right there is going to be a signature. See it? So I don't want that all the way shoved up in there, this piece of paper, because my signature has to be able to fit. Okay? So you need to decide where your signatures are going as you're folding your paper. Okay? So I'm okay with this, but I need to make sure that that is going to fold okay before I glue it. I need to make sure that that's going to fold okay. And then my other signatures, I have one that's going here. And I don't particularly want all my signatures sticking out. So I cut them a little short because I don't want the paper sticking out. Okay. So this one, I want on the back. Oh, it's upside down. And make sure that you have the, your paper going the right direction. Right, like that. Actually, I think I just put it in upside down. 1, 2, and back here. Okay, so these were cut to go a specific way, and then I switched my fold. So I need to put this back the way it was, because these were cut to go a specific way. So this needs to go back the way it was. This needs to go here. This needs to go here. And then these, because this is the bigger fold, can go. Nope, that's not the right one. Where did the one go that's supposed to go in there? There we go. That one goes there. That one goes there. And then on the back, so it's going to go this way, flip it over, back here. That one goes there. Now this one needs trimmed. That one goes there. This one still needs trimmed. So while I have it there, I can go on and mark it. And I think that one needs trimmed. Okay. So these two still need trimmed. Just a little bit. Okay, but that's how your signatures are going to go. So you can put them in and you can play around with them before you sew them in. And it's going to go like that. Okay. Now, if you want to round corners, you need to round all your corners before you do anything else. Because once you get it glued down, you can't round your corners, okay? So let me trim this off, and then I will be right back. Okay, everything is trimmed. Okay, everything's where I want it. Oops, didn't get that off, did I? So now I need to decide, do I want to round my corners? So if I round my corners here, I need to round all the corners on here. So, but I think, and I don't like it when you round those corners and then when you open it, it's got that little dippity-doo. So I don't think I want to round them. So let's pull this out and let's do some gluing so I can show you. Let's pull these out here. So let's do some gluing. So we don't need our pencil and we don't need our scissors. So let's get our glue. Now I'm just going to use my art glitter glue for this. Now you need to open it up and you need to decide, do you want your paper to be the same all the way across? Now this is only if it's two-sided paper. Do you want your paper to be the same all the way across? It's even if it's one-sided paper, because you can flip it and have white on this, on one side if you want. Okay, and figure out where that fold needs to be, and then hold it in place. Okay. Now, it's going to be a pocket. Remember that. It's going to be a pocket. So, I'm going to go on and get that out to remind myself. And I'm going to go on and get this out and get my glue ready to play with this. Because, they usually have a mind of their own. Now, remember, this is a pocket. This is not, we're not gluing it down. Oh, well, she is not looking happy today. Now, where are my paper towels? Here they are. Right here. Right here. All right, let's wipe this off here. Okay, let's squish this out here. Come on. Oh, now what's the deal? It is a little cold in here. Yeah. There we go. Come on. That's better. I think I need a new pen because I think the rust is... Okay, so we're going to glue this just like a pocket, and it's going to only be on this one side. Now, I don't want this to spread into the other side because remember, I want to make a tag to go in there. And I do want to come up this side here because I don't want it to, to be all the way open, but I'm not going all the way to the fold. I'm just on the other side of the fold. Okay, let me show you what I mean by on the inside of the fold. There's my fold. I'm just on the inside of the fold. Okay, so I'm going to put this where I want it, which is right here. So I'm lining it up. And I'm pulling it out. And I need to make sure that that folds on the edge of my paper. Oops, it doodles. And I think I need to adjust my camera here. Hold on a second. Let's pull you up here a little bit, so I'm not smacking you. Let's make sure that this is folding. Now, let's get any excess glue off of the back. And off of here. Okay. Make sure that's folding. And come up here and get all the excess glue off of this side. Okay, so that's going to fold. That's going to fold. Okay, we're good. We are in a good spot. Now, I'm going to go on and punch up here, because I want to remind myself that that's a pocket. Otherwise, you know, I'm up that creek without that famous paddle. All right, so while that's drying, I'm going to go on and fold it. And on my front, I want to go on and do my decorating. Now, I want this to be a pocket also. So, before I forget, which I will, I'm going to go on and do that. And I want to do that. And I'm going to go on and glue this down. I'm going to go on and make my layers. I just love these little flip-flops. I mean, I like making them in all sizes. But this is one of my favorites. Okay, I want this right here. I even like making them with cards, you know, playing cards. And then we're going to put this on top. Now, you could make this a little pocket also. Now that might be fun. Let's make this a little pocket also. I was in a group and we did a journal exchange, you know, where everybody created in your journal. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And I created my front like this and put it a blank and put it, good gravy, and put a blank tag in the front so that they could create on the tag if they wanted. There. So now you can, I can put a tag here and I can put something up there. There. There's my front cover. Now let's go on and create the tag that I want in there. Now I have this. Now I don't know if I'm going to like this as my tag, but I do like that is my tag. I just have to cut it down. And but I also like, where is it? There it is. In this, oh, you know what I didn't do? Oops, sorry. You know what I didn't do? I've lost my pen. So, I guess we do need a new pen, don't we? So let's put a new pen in. Let's put a purple one in this time. Good heavens. There, now we have a purple one. I need to put my little dangles back in there, since I keep losing my pen. Okay, let's see if there's a if there's something else we can make a tag with. Now we need to make 2 tags, don't we? We need to make 2 little tags. And the reason I'm not going on and sewing in my, oh, now that's pretty, sewing in my signatures is I want to let everything dry. I like that because of the blue on the back, and some of my signatures have blue paper. Oh, I like the butterflies. What if we made our tags with butterflies? And I want to use these, the little stickers. Do you remember the little stickers I showed you? I want to use those. So maybe let's just use a regular tag. Let's just do that. Because that way I can put on it whatever I want. And, okay, let's get my tags here. Let's see what tags fit. I think this one will fit. And I think it's dry enough. That one will fit in there. Yep, they'll both fit. Okay. Now, I want to ink them up here. Oop, I got an extra one. And I just want them to be simple tags. I don't want them to be anything, you know, wild and crazy. I just want them, I don't want that one. I want the darker one. I just want them to be simple tags. But I do want them inked up a little bit. And I'm going to use some scraps of this paper, I think. And I had some book page I left out over here. Let me see. Hopefully I didn't knock it on the floor, because there is a possibility. Okay, hold on. Let me pick it up here. I think I did. Oh, yep, there it is. Let me grab it. Okay. So I have this old piece of book page, and I think we're going to use it. Here's my glue. Oh, here it is. Here's my glue bag. And I have just a little scrap piece of paper if we decide we want to use it. But I want to use these little stickers. I was investigating them the other day. And other than the box that they're in, I really don't like this box, because it's so hard to get open. Oh my goodness. They really don't want you to open it, I'm telling you. There we go. Holy cow. So this has got not pink. Does not have pinks. So pinks would not work. Maybe we'll go with the ferny things. Let's see about these little ferny things. Because there are ferny things like there and in there. So let's look at those. Let's see, are they, oh, those are too big. Let's see if there's some smaller ones. I think there are right here. Are those smaller? Oh no, those are bigger. All right, pink is not going to work. What about the yellow? I know the white will. Maybe we'll just stick with the white. Yeah, these little ferns are too big. These are way too big. Oh, I didn't want you. Let's see what's in the white. Let's see here. We've got some daisies. I like those. Got some more little ferny things. I like that leaf. That leaf would be nice. Don't want that. I don't want one with, I don't want two leaves. I don't like that one. There's another fern. Now that fern might fit. I think I like that fern. Yeah, I think I like that fern. Oh, that one's really big. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep them simple. All right, let's put some book. This is really, really old book page. I mean, it's like shredding here. So let's, yeah, that piece will work, maybe, if it's not too big. And then we'll put that fern maybe on top of it. It's about the only thing I can do with this book page because it's so old. Let's see if I can get some glue behind it. Hold it in place. So I don't even think I've asked you guys how you're doing today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a chance to play in with your papers and all your supplies. Hope you've had a chance to create wherever it is that you create in your home. There we go. Now, I do think I want to take a little bit of this glue and I'll go over these edges a little bit. I think you guys have seen me do this before. Kind of seal this down a little bit. There we go. Now that'll dry, so I'm not worried about it. Now these, I wanted to show you how easy these came up. Can you see the perforation? I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if you can see the perforation around them. These, I'm really liking these because look how easy and quick that came up. I mean, lickety split. And I'm going to put that right there. And they disappear on the page. I mean, they are truly, I really do like these. I will definitely buy these again. And if they have different colors available, I will definitely get the different colors. Now I'm going to use my small one to try and make sure that the edges are down. Because I don't want these edges getting caught on anything. There we go. There's one. I mean, the edges just completely disappeared. Now, it is a little shiny, but I can take, once the glue dries on everything, I can take my ink or my oxide and I can go over it like this. And it takes off the shine. Let me see if I can show you. See, it takes off the shine, but with the ink or the oxide, see how it gathers at the top? You have to wait for your glues to dry. Then you can take and go over shiny stickers and it takes away the shine. I really like that. So there's one of them. Let me put that up here. I'm going to put it up here on my oxide stack. And this is just falling apart in my hand. And we are going to do the same thing or something similar on this one. Let's see if I just put it, maybe, see if I can get it on the paper on this one. Now, where did it, here it is. Now, I'm going to try it on the sticker on this one before I put it down. See if I can show you on this one. Okay. There. Now, let me find a piece here that's really shiny. Okay, that piece, as you can tell, is really shiny. So, I've taken whatever was left on here, and I've just taken it over it. And as you can see, it's no longer shiny. So, I'm going to put it down on here. Oops. And you can also use ink on it. And it takes the shine off of them. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of taking and I'm making sure my edges are down. I'm making sure the inside of the sticker's down because I don't want it popping up and catching on anything. There. And there's that one. So now I'll come back later and I'll put the little dibbly bobs on the top of them. But I'll wait for that other one to dry. Now, and you don't have to put ribbons and all that other, you know, frou-frou stuff on them. If you don't like that. I don't always do that. I've actually started getting away from doing a lot of that because it takes up so much space in my journals that I have started just putting them into the pockets, especially if they're not big fancy pockets or, you know, something like that. I've started not putting the ribbons on them. Now, if it's a pocket that I need to see what's in it, then I will. Now, what did I... Oh, here it is. Then I will. Now, on the front of this, I would probably add something to it just to decorate it up a little bit more. And I would probably use those fancy poo-poo strings that I have and do it that way. Okay, let's get these off the desk. And let's get this paper off of the desk. Okay. So now I can't put the other one in here because of the glue, but it would just slide in there like that. And it would just have a couple of strings and then the other one would be behind it. All right, so let's get our signatures sewn in. Now, these signatures sew in just like any other signature. You just have to be really careful as you sew them in. Okay, we don't need that. Now, let's grab our needle and thread and we'll do that. Hold on. Okay, so I have chosen this dark, it's just the waxed thread that we use for, you know, just like we normally use when we're sewing in signatures. And I'm going to open this up. Now, the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to start here and then I'm going to go here. And because that way I can paper clip them down. I can sew this one, paper clip it, sew this one, and paper clip it. Because otherwise, your papers are doing this number. And it's really, really hard to hold on to them. So you need to figure out what's going where. And then you need to not move them. Okay? So if your signatures have a home, figure out where they're going right now. Okay? So my signatures have a home. And you need to make sure that you're putting them in the right direction. Like mine have faces. So mine need to I need to make sure that my faces are going the right direction. Okay. So this one is going to go here. Right there. This one where did it go? Is this one. It goes right there. Okay, so, and remember, it goes like this. And then it flips back. My blue one goes back here. So, it's going to go like this. Like this. Like this. So this one is going to go here. And it will get a little confusing until you get them sewn in. Okay? So now let's do some sewing. You sew them in the exact same way as you sew in other signatures. Okay? No different. There's actually no difference whatsoever. Come on, needle. Get out of there. You're the one I want. Okay, and if you've never sewn in signatures before, I'll show you how. You choose your needle. Now your needle needs to have an eye that, let me see if I can show you the eye here, the eye of my needle. It needs to have an eye that's big enough for your thread to go through. Okay, and then you measure your thread 1, 2, 3, up to 3 times the length of your journal. Same for, it doesn't matter if my journal was 20 inches wide. It doesn't matter if this measured 20 inches. It doesn't matter. It's 3 times. Okay? It just doesn't matter. It's 3 times that. Okay? And then you have the book facing you, and then you open it up. Now, this is the way we're going to do it for this small journal. I have other videos on how to insert signatures for other journals. This is how we're going to do it for this small journal. Okay? You put your signatures in place. Okay? And then you put always, doesn't matter how big your signatures are, 2 paper clips, one on the side, one on the top. Make sure that they're all snuggled in the middle. Okay? Doesn't matter how big your signatures are. You put them into your spine. Pokey tool. Into the center. And poke through. Oops, get back in there. So I'm putting my needle in just to hold it. Come down approximately 1 inch from the top. Poke through. Come up from the bottom, approximately 1 inch, poke through. Okay? Now we're going to sew them in. Go in through the middle. Don't pull that thread through. You're going to come up through the top hole. This is the hardest part of this entire journal. And you're asking yourself, why is this so hard? Because of this flap. It just keeps flapping around. But it's going to stop in a minute. Pull it through. Come all the way down to the bottom. And go through. Okay, now we're going to come back through that center hole. Okay, now when I tell you splitting a thread, it looks like that. Do you see how I split that thread? I came up through the thread. I didn't come up through the hole. I came up through the thread. So you pull your needle out. you pull your thread to the side, and then you come up through the hole again. Oops, sorry about that, you guys. I did it again, didn't I? Okay, now I'm up through the hole, but not between the threads. Okay. One thread on each side of the center. Now, these need to be even. So you're going to pull on the bottom thread, and then you're going to pull through there, and you're going to tug gently, and you're going to tie in a square knot. 1, 2. Now I always tie 3. You don't have to, but I always do. 3. Now you can take your paper clips off. And now I'm going to do the back side. That way when I'm done, I can clip these two. I can clip those two together, and those two will stop flipping and flopping around. Okay, so I'm going to take that paper clip off for a minute. I'm going to find my center, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Maybe I'm going to find my center. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to make sure they're all tucked in. I'm putting one on the side and one at the top. Okay. One in the center. Approximately 1 inch from the top. And when I say approximately, that's because you don't have to measure, but if you need to measure, go ahead. 1 inch from the bottom. Okay. Now, I always put something there to hold my signatures while if I haven't already got my thread. 1, 2, 3. If I don't already have my thread ready to go, I always stick something in that center hole to keep my pages from wiggling around. It's just easier than fighting with them. So it's usually my pokey tool since I'm working with my needle. Okay, so again, we're going to go in through the center. Don't pull your thread through. And then we're going to come up through the top. There it is. Maybe. Is that the top? Ouch. Yep, that's the top. And then we're going to come all the way to the bottom. And then we're going to come right back through that center hole. Now remember, pull your thread up in a way like that. Get those out of the way. And back through your center hole. And then you won't nick your thread. Okay. So, 1 thread on each side of the hole, and these need to be even. So you pull up on the bottom, pull your center thread. Now when I pull them, I usually try to pull them together. Tug, tug. Nope, not snug. There we go. Oh, I think I nicked my finger. 1. 2, 3. All right, let's get this trimmed. And hold on just a minute while I get a Band-Aid on my finger. Okay, so now my first 2 signatures up here in the front are finished. These are finished. So what I'm going to do to keep them from flopping around more is I'm going to take a big paper clip and I'm going to hold them down just like that. So now those 2 aren't flopping around anymore. Okay, and I don't have to mess with them. They're going to sit still and they're not going to bother me. Okay, so now I have the others to do. I have this one. Now, I don't have this one to do, remember, because this is my pocket right here, remember? That's my pocket. And this one, okay, here's how it folds. It goes this way. So I have one that's going in this seam, and I have one that's going in that seam. So the blue one's going in there. So that's what we're going to do now. So it's the same thing. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do the exact same thing all over again. Okay, so let me get these sewed in, and then I will be right back, and then we'll be finished with it. Okay, so everything is sewed in, and I love the feel of this journal in my hand. I just love the feel of it. And everything, of course, will settle down after, you know, it's been in there for a little bit. So, oops, I forgot to cut that off, didn't I? So let's get that cut off. There we go. So there's lots of fun things you can do with this journal. Of course, if you want to decorate your pages, you can decorate your pages just like any other journal that we create. You know, as a junk journal, you can add gesso, you can add paint, you can do whatever you want with your pages and then decorate them or write on them or do whatever you want. Now, the page here, like this page and this page, of course, that's a big pocket. Don't forget, that's our big pocket right there. And then these pages, you know, you can add pockets and other decorations to, which is my plan. So I have this page, and this page here, I want to add a couple of layered pockets. So I want to, real quick, while we have the time, and I know this video is getting a little long, so if you will indulge me, I want to add just a couple of little pockets here. And instead of messing with digging out that cutter, I am just going to use my scissors. And I'm going to put that there. Oops. That can go there. Of course, now you can come in and you can decorate this further if you choose. That is, you know, totally your prerogative. And then, of course, belly bands can go here. Other pockets can go here. Layered pockets. Oh my gosh, you can have decorating craziness if you want. Now this one, I want to put one like this, and that is not straight, but that will have to do like this. And then this little guy, yeah, I have spent so much time decorating these at times. Okay, I want this one here. Now remember, when you put your pockets in, you don't want them to get close to those folds. because, oops, I want this one this way. And I want it to come off of there because those folds are filled with your signatures, but they also are folds on their own, and you cannot get things into them. But I want it to be the same right there. All right, so now I have 2 pockets right there that I can put things in. And then I still have the back here, here, and back on all of these for me to decorate. Alrighty, now up here, I have my tags here and here. Now, oh, I didn't get my paper down up here. There we go. And up here, there we go, up there. All right, now if you want a closure for this, what I usually do for my flip-flops is I just tie a ribbon around them. I don't normally like punch anything or do anything like that. I tie a ribbon around them because I just don't like, you know, punching things in them, because that way if I go to decorate, I've interrupted, you know, something that's on the other side. So I will tie a ribbon around this, but I want things to settle. And there's our flip-flop. It's going to go like this. And then here, I will have a tag. And then over here, I have this. And then here I have this. Back here, now in our big pocket, I can put that little note card. Back here, I can clip that. Yeah, and you can still clip things. They just have to be at the top. Like, you can't clip things over here in your folds. And then back here, I can make a little tuck here in the corner. And while we're doing this, I want to thank you guys for joining me today, making our little flip-flop journal. This was so much fun, making one of my favorite projects of all time. I love making flip-flop journals. Now we have a little tuck back here, and we can add that little card. There we go. There we go. Now we have all kinds of fun things to play with in our little book. Oh, here, let's cut this little piece out of this. And these are fun things to give as gifts, to send in Happy Mail, because then when you can fill them with all kinds of goodies like this, and then when they get them, they have all kinds of little fun things to play with. There we go. And then they can use them to either decorate this journal, or they can decorate a small journal. Now, if you don't want to sew in the signatures, you don't have to. You can just leave it a little flat journal. But wouldn't this be a fun little way to introduce somebody to a junk journal? To send somebody this little gift and say, you know, this is an introduction to a junk journal. And it's nothing that's big and bulky. It's just something that's little and manageable that they can play with. You know, so it's not something that's overwhelming for them. And you can include all kinds of fun little things in little pockets that you include. And maybe a little pocket up here, put something that says, you know, have some fun decorating the pages. and maybe you guys can do it together over FaceTime. You know. So I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you had fun today. And I hope you make a little flip-flop journal. And I hope you share one with a friend, because they sure are a lot of fun. And until I see you again in my next video, ta-ta for now.